Marked hands. Yo, let's get go. This is marked hands. I think my gut tell is telling me this is a wrap. This is King Nine. I um and I asked him actually in chat, and I said set question mark. I thought maybe he said tens, and he just replied, lol, LOL.
Uh-huh.
But I think this is the wrap. I think he's got King Nine. Do you want to see the solve? Or you guys want to move
Well,
on to other hands?
no, yeah. Did you already run this? Because I'm curious how,
I'm
like,
happy to run it again.
I just
It's
don't.
it's an interesting
I,
hand. I'm
well,
happy to run it again.
the reason I'm asking Larry is because I don't think you're going to be able to get any kind of over bet to his on this board. Like you're cut off, he's buttoned, you check. When he overbets, it's like just going to break the solver, isn't it?
Um, did I no, I think he had like 4.7%.
Really?
I think I could be deluding myself, but I think he did.
That
I
would.
but I think yeah, I think he's got whatever, dude. Shut up. Raise here. Yeah, I think he's got King Nine. I really do.
No, I know, but go ahead and make the call. Get to the flop.
Okay. What did I do wrong? Fold, fold, and go. Jack of clubs, queen of spades, ten of spades, jack of clubs. So we did get checked here, but we're always going to protect this checking range. Combo, I think this might be broken. This is broken because our combo likes to bet pure. It's
Oh,
got a
good.
sliver check,
Got a sliver.
but I knew there was, I thought there was a problem. But
But it's also got the same amount of checking that Ace King has. So,
yeah, that's true. Uh, so we do get 13% check with this range, with this hand class. So we're not really, it's not broken, but it likes to bet.
I know,
That's the
but
first thing,
what I
which
was
makes
saying is
sense.
it was going to break when he, like, does he even have an overbet choice?
I think he does, if I recall. Yeah, he's got no, not as much as I thought. I was mixing it with 75. He's got essentially doesn't, but he does a big solver. He does a little bit with ace nine. There it is. Look at that. There's the wrap. He does it with the wrap. So I feel vindicated. uh, so he bets this. And we're not folding, and we're not. Are we folding?
No, it's
We are folding. It's just that
it's all call. There's like tiny sliver of like purple down at the very bottom or
yeah, there's our
something.
call. So it's just we never make this line. So because it wanted me to bet, that's for sure. So we call.
Five of clubs.
Much better than me than just jelly. Two
Oh, two of
clubs.
club.
Two clubs. Whoops. Two clubs. We're checking. He's taking
Two of
this aggressive
top.
line. We can't match here, so I'm going to give him. Well, I remember checking this. We call both. We call here to both sizes. We call to the B75, and we call to the overbet, the second overbet. Oh, we get out with the second overbet.
Oh,
Oh yes, I
wow.
remember. I think looking at this last night. We do get out with these flush draws to the overbet.
Yeah.
We're being
Yeah.
offered
So
35%,
we
and
call,
that's just too far.
yeah, but we call pure with 75%. So that means
But we're
somewhere in
getting
between here.
30% with calling pure, and the EV number is really high. It's worth almost 4 chips.
Yeah.
So in my head, we're always calling her. So I'm going to give him B75
Mhm.
because obviously, feature combo's in, And we get, I think it's the beautiful 8 of spades we got.
Yes, 8 of spades. Good
That's
call.
fine. Oh, there it is. Beautiful 8 of spades. And I don't think we get donks here.
I
We
thought
don't get donks because he's saying, I love my hand. Over bet, select down bet to be 75. So against this aggression, we don't get donks.
interesting. I thought we would. I thought because he's just going to check back all of his, even the great hands that he loves, even he's going to check those back too.
Yeah, so then let's see what that, so he must be, he must have some kind of bluff. He just never takes his line. And so we really don't know what he has here. Well, well, you know why? He solver, he just bets a lot. Doesn't have any checks. So we just want him to continue betting. That's why we do it. So anyway, I'm glad I found this because let's solver. Let's think. You know, when I'm looking at solver in this situation, I'm mostly looking at what our call thresholds are. And maybe what our check raise is, but I'm most interested in what our call thresholds are for different sizes. Because I think those call thresholds are probably similar to what we should be doing with 3 months, because that's just pot odds. It's pot odds mixed with, or it probably sees as implied odds, especially out of position. So, yeah, I made this play. I liked it. Well, yay me. Because I used to never make this play. I was like big hand versus big hand. Okay, so also I don't know what else I have. I'm gonna pass it on to you so you can show a hand. Go show a hand.
I've got them lined up. Why don't you do a couple more?
Okay, sure. I'll do one more and I'll pass it on to you. So I don't remember what I did in this hand. What I'm doing in this hand is not something you're supposed to do, clearly. I'm not supposed to flat this here. But for whatever reason I chose to. So I'm being naughty.
What would be the reason you did? What are some reasons you could think of?
I think, well, in theory, we're not supposed to do this because this guy's supposed to then have a pretty aggressive squeeze range. So he doesn't. This is very naughty because it's out of position, so we're gonna underrealize equity. So I'm doing this probably because I think villain 7759 is passive, which will allow me to realize equity.
Mhm. I think the only reason to do this would be because you know that the opener and the big blind are weak players, and that might drive your EV of this hand as a call
To a
up.
plus EV. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in agreement. The other thing is that I don't think this guy squeezes enough, right? So that's the first one.
Mhm.
And I think this guy's overly passive and he's gonna check a lot more. And that's piece two. So I think those two just we decided it's a plus EV call. And also, I'm practicing live poker, right? And so live poker, the ranges are chip EV for me because I'm playing time break. So I'm gonna call here a bit more. Just because I'm practicing for live. And I want to know what multi-way actions got on I want to practice. But check.
Even at chip EV, is 5-4 suited a call to a min raise?
I think so. I
Okay.
think it is. It's a lot more. We'll look at it if you want. I don't think I really want to play any games here. I don't think I want to check raise multi-way. Just a call. But that's a nice card. A check. We get this, we love this, right? Especially this guy's claiming he's either got a boat or mining. What are you guys doing here?
Mm, I like a raise, I think, just because he can have, well, he didn't raise the flop with you know, 7x that he could have here, right? Because it went check, check, bet, call, call.
Yeah, he's claiming my hand. Is it-
So yeah, this is weird. Because you're still you're pretty vulnerable right now.
I am. It's a fair board, and we've got a flush draw available.
So
I
yeah,
mean, if we, yeah, I think, am I vulnerable? Well, he's got a 7-6, of course. I don't know. I think our hand is more robust than vulnerable, frankly. But
yeah.
that's just kind of me talking out my ass because that's just talking semantics. It doesn't really matter. Um, but I think we check raise here pure. And I think we check raise here pure because of SPR. Our SPR is 10. And we've got a hand with like 80+% equity.
Mhm.
So I went to this size. Oh, I made a fancy play here. So I hate this card, but I don't love it. But I think he's got a lot of stuff. I don't. Oh, so for some unknown reason to me, and I can't quite explain it, I just check it,
I think the check's not bad. I
and we get
mean,
to see us. Oh, this is why I like this hand too. We get to see that we got him to bluff.
yeah, I like the check call there.
Yeah, we got him to bluff.
I didn't want to reopen the action, not even for like even a block.
Do you feel this hand is not worth a bet? Do you think this is not enough value? Do you think this is
No,
not?
I think there is value. However, I don't think it's what's the term Peter Clark uses? The investment ceiling is not very high. You like if you bet here and then you get raised, I think you're just in a world of hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I can't decide. I feel like I think this is pure, right?
Hmm.
I if he has a boat, he has a boat. I think this is pure.
I am totally on board with that turn raise. I thought you were going to check back.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
here um I can go either way. Um, when he calls a check raise, he's claiming either pip sevens, the other end of the OESD, right? 8-9, flush draw silver draw. So I guess the way to think about this is what is his value to air ratio, right? How many times is 7x, which you need to extract value from now, and how many times is this something that missed, which would be clubs, which would be 8-9. And go either way. I don't know which plays better, really. But
I'm not
I
sure either.
checked and we got what we wanted, and I don't think there's any reason to check raise. Because he's only calling you with better. He's only calling you with a pro. And he
Yeah.
might call you with like, yeah, I think he's only calling with a pro or a chop.
Yeah, like I discounted the 7x hand on the flop. I mean, he can still have a 7x here, but
You have a good point. You would think you would say he high freak check raises fine.
yeah, if he doesn't just flat out lead with it.
I think that's a really good point. I think it's a really good point. I think he either dunks and he's 7x or he check raises it. Yeah. I think you are reading this hand more effectively because you're thinking about the foil. Okay, so yeah, but I just thought I thought I could induce here, so I induced and it worked. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Just
pass it back to you.
just for my edification, keep it. Look at GTO Wizard. Go to Chippy V. I just want to see where 5-4
Oh,
suited
sure.
fall.
Okay. There. So Chippy B is under 9 mix.
It should be.
No,
You should have it
eight
in.
mix.
Should have it in all of them.
I don't think it has it. No, it doesn't have it in 6 mix. Chippy B, stacks 100. General.
2X.
Yeah, we can do it. What can 2X make it? Was it a 2X?
Yep.
So like, what
Cut
position?
off.
He was in cutoff. Cutoff raise. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yep. It's in there.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, there are no rate that dramatically changes, our results.
What about 2.5?
It's mixes.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that's good to see.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, I mean, it's good to remind ourselves every once in a while how much rate is driving through flop strap. Uh,
Okay. Oh, you want me to go?
if you want,
Okay.
up to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. I got hands. You know me. I just take the most recent session, queue up my marked hands, and get them in the hopper ready to go. So I don't even know like exactly. They're not in no themes or whatever. They're just V pips. All right. So here we are. You see it, right?
Hold on 1 second. Yes, I do. Yes, sir.
All right, so we're eight-handed here and under the gun with King 7. This is a kind of a mixed hand. This one falls into my raising strategy. We get flatted in position and then small blind, big
You're
blind.
having a good session, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. How about that, huh?
So, this hand busted me on Saturday. This situation.
Exact King 7 of clubs busted you?
No, it was four. It was 4, 5, 6. No, it
Oh,
was 5, 6, 7. Two clubs, and I had ace 3 of spades. Oh, I had ace 3 of clubs. I had 55% against any club.
yeah.
Yes, I'm still better because I'm still talking about.
When you say busted, was it a tournament or did you get stacked in a cash
I
game?
got stacked in possible.
Gotcha.
And I don't. I Another important thing with Phil Galfond. You said it. No, it wasn't Phil. Someone was. It might have been when I was listening to Park. Someone was talking about mental game and playing for profit and how important mental game is, and it's true because I'm like, well, that really sucked. I'm gonna go sit out. And then I went set out and had a beer, and I'm like, well, I can't play after I've had a beer, and I went home. And I only played 2 hours. And if I'm gonna be a better poker player, I've got to have a better mental game and just fucking roll with it because you're always gonna get it in pre-flop with when you have 55% guaranteed. You're always gonna get it in here with an OESD like you have. And if you blank, you blank. You made the right play every single time. Doesn't matter. But it upset me enough that I was like, all right, I'm gonna go and sit out. And it was the end of my 2 hour live session. And I really, if I'm gonna be better at it, I need to not do that. I need to be able to understand, accept that I made the right play, put another 3 hundos on the table and say, chips, please.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And especially if you know that the quality of play is bad,
Yeah.
you absolutely should stick around.
Well, actually, I think in the place I play is a little bit too rate heavy. I'm gonna try someplace else this weekend in Austin. So sorry, I interrupted you with my sob story, my bad beat story. Go ahead.
All right, so we opened that under the gun. We got four-way here. We see this, which was expected. Now, here's where I was kind of torn. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a flop that I'm going to check back here an absolute ton. Maybe should it be maybe even range. However, this is such a good flop. Like, do I? Now we got a broken stack over here,
Yeah,
which we're just ecstatic to get in versus this guy, obviously. So anyway, I feel like if I'm gonna check this a ton, and this is the one hand. This is like a hand where I'm like, should I just start building a pot? But I wound up checking, so I did check.
so I was thinking about that hand this weekend, and it relates to here. But we'll go through the hand, and I'll tell you what I was thinking.
Okay. And we've talked about these situations a lot. Like this, we talk about checking here. Like it's seems to be the preferred play, like checking range. So no matter what you have here,
Yeah,
you're
agreed. Multi-way, agreed.
um. So and it winds up checking through. Okay, not that's kind of a good thing, kind of as well. I guess
Yeah,
maybe. Um. This is kind of a shitty card, to be honest.
agreed. It is a street card.
So when it goes check to me now, I'm like, I'm not going to bet now.
Agreed.
Um, I could have the best hand, but it's just like kind of a pretty weak best hand if I do. So it winds up checking again, and we get there with a club on the river. Now, so this is where it gets really weird. Donks into us for B60, or not donks into us, but leads for B60. We get a fold. Here's where I am a little bit torn on what to do because we have this guy still to act with a short stack.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tough one. And you got the second nuts. But thank God you're blocking the straight flush.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I can't. Um, so we don't have the nuts, even not even like an ace high type nuts. Um, I'm torn between calling and raising, and I really want this person to kind of act. But then at the same time, I'm like, gosh, what if I call, he jams, the other guy rejams or something? Then now I'm like kind of in a situation where, well, I've kind of said I don't have a great hand when I do. Do I need to call? Or, are they going to overvalue a worse flush, a straight?
Yes. No.
So I
Yeah,
want to call.
yeah, skate. I think your opinion is valid. I think this is a very complex spot. And then when you add the added complexity of a broken stack. Um, so let's listen to bet sizing,
And I
right?
will tell you this, I didn't call out of fear that I was going to probably be called, like I was probably going to be getting it in if it ever did go in, but
Yeah.
I didn't call out of fear. I called out of thinking I could get more, like the EV might be better if I get more from either of these two players. So I called out of hopefully that it was the better play and
You're,
not
oh,
not
you're,
fearing
you're chopping,
I'm chopping.
chopping.
Oh, shopping, right.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna fix this microphone this week. You are trapping.
Trapping, right, exactly. Trapping. Thank you.
So I don't, I, well, okay. Let's think about what Will two sizing is. What is his bet sizing telling us? Is his sizing telling us he's got the nut flush?
No, it doesn't tell me he's got the nut flush. It tells me he's got a hand that he kind of likes.
Yes. So I think I want to raise because I think Villain 8 is not very interested in this hand. And I want value from all his lesser flush draws that are going to use this size and also his straights. So he's in small blind, he knows what his range is, but yeah, I'm gonna raise here. I'm gonna raise.
Okay. Yeah.
I do not I think it's more valuable to raise to let's see, maybe someplace in the 30s or high 20s, like a 28, 29. Big blind. I think that's more profitable than trying to extract 6 bigs from it.
Yep, yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
What do we see? Rough and nothing. And it doesn't matter because you would have.
Yeah, it didn't matter. And you know, I was really hoping to, you know, like you said, extract another 6 out of him, maybe get them to raise. But yeah, so it's not just 6 out of him. It's potentially getting this guy to reopen.
Reopen the action. Yeah, I just don't think he has much. I don't think he's expressed much interest in the hand
Yeah,
because it checked through twice, didn't it?
it did.
Yeah, so he doesn't have much.
I mean, he could get here with some kind of 8x that he wants to
Yeah.
play with. And
Yeah,
but
you're
yeah,
right.
you're right. I think raising,
He's got it straight on the. I think he's betting straight. He's on 30 bills. 30 bills. Yeah, I think you want to raise. I think you want to raise because generally we don't want to. Generally, in theory, against humans, we don't depend on other people to put money in for us. We do it ourselves.
okay, yeah, good. I like that.
That's my argument. I'm still. Scale, you want to add anything? Scale, what would the polka dots do here?
Skate is in favor of raising.
Okay, where's the roof? Okay, I'll see what it says.
Next one, we raise 7s, low jack, we get small blind flat. I mean, only 22 hands, so and it's a short stack. Looks like it could be the same table. We flop a set.
Yeah, nice.
The king jack flop, they donk. We know that in the Nuffle world, although short stack Nuffle is different, but we rarely raise, but we did call. And I think in this particular spot, I think even if we weren't following Nuffle, I think the call is just fine. When we get donked into like this, especially with this stack sizes. We get the turn, they bet B33. Now Nuffle, the short stack Nuffle, have you looked at that?
No,
Yeah, there's some significant differences.
I didn't know that.
And I looked at this afterwards, or I look at I study it occasionally, but I looked at it afterwards, and I can't remember what you see. What are you doing here?
I think I got so much goddamn equity that I'm not in, and I don't think he is particularly interested in the same. I mean, I used to think, maybe I still think this is someone sitting there setting the price for their draws. And then we want to fast play it because we want his draws to need to call. I don't think he has any clue what pot odds are, but I think he knows that if we go to 12, he's gonna call with his flush draws.
If we call the pot's 20, that leaves a greater than pot size bet on the river.
Yeah. What can you go back? Well, his size, his donk was a 3 on flop, right?
Yep.
So we did B50, right? Okay, so this is a spot that. Oh, by the way, I want to go back to your other hand too, because I had something I wanted to say about it, which I thought about in live. But we'll go through this one first, and can we go back to your previous multi-way hand?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay, so here, I think you do both, right? So what I think that oftentimes this is a draw that he's setting the price for. So we want him to pay more. So whatever you think that price is, I would think it's around 15 against a fish. Or a shove. I think 15 or a shove is fine. Because I think that this is often a draw. I want and he's trying to set price per draw. And we're like, no, no, dude. If you want to realize your equity, it's gonna cost you this much. And so you bet like 15 in. And maybe you shove. And he feels compelled to call off. I think you fast play. I think you fast play because I think he's got to draw some time when he pays. A lot of times he's gonna have like a 7x and he's gonna fold. Or he's gonna have a jack X and he's gonna fold. But I think sometimes he's gonna have some kind of draw that he cannot fold. And so I think you fast play.
So his some kind of draws are clubs, spades, plus maybe
Club
some
spades, because some weird straight
something
stuff,
around the
right?
king jack, right?
Yeah. Thing around the king jack,
Maybe-
something around, yeah, like 8-9 maybe,
Yeah.
10,
Eight,
10,
nine,
8,
nine,
something like
10.
that.
Yep, 10 queen, queen 10. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We'll spoil what we have before we show what we do here.
so he's got kind of like this weird combo draw thing going on, right? He's got a
Yeah.
gutter and a back door. So yeah, so I feel really smart because shoving is the perfect play here because he's never folded. Yeah, I would use a bigger size.
Yeah. I was going for this, getting me to like a B80 type default.
Yeah, I think you use a bigger size because you either folding out. I mean, this sounds like a call from the 7x though.
I'm surprised he folded the hand that he folded.
He shouldn't have folded. If you show his hand again, he's got the equity to call.
Yeah.
You're giving him 14%, he's got 23%.
Yeah.
He has what, 9? He's got a gutter and a flush draw. And so he's got 20%. Yeah, this is a mistake. You shouldn't fold this. I would have gone bigger.
So this would have put it at 28. He would have had 23 behind.
Yeah. And yeah, so I had a live hand like this where I had kings. So it was a very similar texture. And this guy dunks into me multi-way. And I called on flop, and then I didn't have much left on turn. And I shoved, and he called off with his draw. This guy's playing very, very weak. He makes a mistake here. Can you go back to the previous hand?
Yep.
So this is my complex question in this previous hand. If you bring up the flop. So I had exactly what you had. The only difference is I had an ace 3. All right. But I had exactly what you had. I had ace 3 clubs. I've got 55% equity here. My hand was multi-way with 3 people, yours is multi-way with 4. This is my question for you. All right. Did you get dunked into? You didn't get dunked into. So I was dunked into, right? So small blind had 6-2 of clubs. No, 6-2. Well, it was a different texture. We'll say he had 4-2 of clubs. He had 4-2 of clubs. So he had pair plus straw, right? I have ace 3 of clubs. I've got open-ender draw the nuts. He donked. This is live. He donked. The blind call. I was in UTG with my ace 4 of clubs. I'm sorry, ace 3 of clubs. I chose to raise, right? So when I raised, he shoved. This clearly folds out big blind. But I know I have 50%, 55% against sets. So I'm always calling. I call. So the point though I'm trying to make is maybe there's an alternative play here, which I didn't think about in game, and afterwards I was thinking it makes sense. So when I have ace 3 of clubs here, I am drawing to the nuts too low. I have 55% to the nuts, not including his 7-8. I have 55% of nuts. Maybe if I'm drawing to an absolute nutted hand, I don't want to fold up big blind.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe I, and there's two reasons I was thinking about this. And I'm trying to talk loud so that you can hear me with my shitty microphone. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. It's not the volume that's the problem, though.
It's just really muffly.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Um, I, so that was the first issue, right? Is that maybe I want to slow play here with ace through clubs because I want to keep in big blind because I'm trying from not another equity. The second issue is with his particular hand, which is ridiculous for him having a small blind. Very disrespectful of him to call with his 4-2 of clubs is that when if he donks here, right, I call. I've got position. So when I choose to fast play this, I'm throwing away my positional advantage.
Yeah.
I'm throwing away my additional equity realization. Because I know I'm gonna have the ability to bluff if he shoves. I'm always calling off if he shoves, but I no longer have the ability. So if he donks, right, on flop, and then let's say he donks again like a B75 on turn. Let's say in this that the big blind folds. And then all of a sudden I brick. We get the flop, and then he uses like a B50 again or uses a B30. I've got bluff opportunities. And I can shove over his, or if he checks even with his, because right now, if he bricks, he gets to the river with a pair of fours against the UTG range with it has got a shit ton of overpass. So maybe the better play is for the slow player, do some listening to his bet sizing and give myself the ability to bluff in position on river. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest part of that is the whole keeping the other guy in as well.
And we're keeping the other guy in when I'm drawing another vector. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you can cooler so many people like that.
Yeah. I think the slow play is better. I think in retrospect that in that spot, the slow play is better because of my bluff potential on river, right? I could still bluff. I could bluff him off, pair of fours with the shove. But he's always getting in a pair plus draw on flop. And then if we get there, which is going to happen 55% of the time, we get to cooler pre-flop. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep. And then throw in that bluff equity. It just makes it really great.
Yeah, so I think the better play would have been to slow play that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
So in relating it to this, rather than leading, kind of getting some opportunity to get more money in the pot from others.
Yeah, I'm playing it more like you are here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, more like the way you played it here, actually.
Next one here, ace
Yeah.
king. We
That's a
go.
good hand. We like
We
that hand.
get all the way down to the big blind. Pretty kind of crappy-ish spot, or not crappy-ish, but just not the greatest flop, obviously. Now, here we go. Early position versus big blind defend. No reads, 5 hands on the guy, nothing to really take away. Ace of spades, check or bet?
So in theory, in this early position, we get more C bets on this texture because our very tight range is more densely full of overpairs. However, ace king has got showdown. But we're gonna get a lot more bets here than we would in a later position, I think, because our range is more densely over pairs.
Yeah.
So I think you could do
Yeah,
either.
I wound up checking. I think this is not a mistake, but I think betting is far better, especially with the ace of spades.
Okay, I can see that. I think I'm fine with the check, frankly. You just got to shoot turn with some.
That turn, they probe.
I don't, that's a really shitty turn. But I think I'm gonna call one.
You think you're still calling?
Yeah, I think I'm calling one and see what he does on river.
Yeah.
I want to see what his bet sizing is on river, right? I want to see, I want to know a little bit about what his bet sizing is. So I could bluff with the jacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
But can
not
we go
happy
back?
about this.
Can we go back and see pot odds versus equity here? Here it is. He's off, well, his equity's 14 and he's off in the gun. So this could fold, but I think I call because I'm in position. And I want to see what his sizing is on river.
Yeah.
All right, man, I'm beginning to burn out, but I've got some time for a couple more hands from you.
Okay. We'll just keep it going. So there's another suited king, 1 pip better than the king 7. Landed in position.
Skate, you still out there? Or did you abandon us?
Abandoned.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure we weren't there.
All right, Larry, or in skate, here we are. We are early position, out of position, ace king flop,
This is a difficult
rainbow.
spot all day.
This is a what?
This is a difficult spot. Second pair out of position, difficult.
Mhm.
But this texture does allow us to bet. But I don't think you need, I think in theory, turning a second pair into a bluff is not something that often occurs, but you're gonna have bets here just because the texture is really good for you.
Yeah, that's what I was throwing with you. You're expressing exactly what I remember about this. Like, shit, this is a great flop for me. Is this even out of position? Are we going to see bet this? Just like out of position, we typically don't get like, a range bet type of, it's pretty rare. It happens, but it's rare. And I'm wondering if with a weak second pair, if that still falls into, do we range bet this type of flop?
So I think, yeah. So I think I think the solver's not helpful here, frankly. But I think
Mhm.
villain 13 has a lot more ace X than he should. I think he's got offsuit ace jack, I think he's got offsuit ace 10. I think he's got like suited ace 8, ace 7, ace 6. Which in theory does not have against an early position open in a highly raked game.
Mhm.
So I like a check. I think a check is good. Disrespectful 1 big blind bet. I think we just call. Check. Weird life choice by villain 13. I think essentially saying is jack 10, you know?
This one's coming back to me. This villain was kind of marked as a wreck, and he's aggressive, like he's very aggressive.
Well, I think then you get to overcall. You get to call more than you would normally. Call and see a river. If he's super aggressive. And yeah, now we fold. But did he flop because he jack 10? That's crazy. What the fuck is he doing? So, I mean, so to me, this just says this is the kind of villain that we protect our checking range against, right?
Yeah.
So if we're lucky enough to have kings and aces here, we check it clear.
And when he did this, I'm like,
So this is always interesting. I don't know what the purpose of this bet is. This guy's gambling, and this may be a BSTI or see where you're at.
That's what I think it is. I think it's a, let's see where I'm at here. And when I don't raise, he's like, oh, my ace is good. I'm just going to start piling money in.
Yeah, you're right.
And so at that point, I'm like, I think he played it great, except for his stupid river bet, which is never going to get called by anything worse.
Yeah, it's a stupid movie. I don't know what he's trying to get called by. It's getting called by Jack 10 suited.
A limp from a broken stack.
He's fine. I would use a bigger size here. I think you're downsizing because he's a broken stack, but I think you really want a fold here. I would prefer a bigger size. I see your point that it's a broken stack, so you're downsizing, but I would prefer a fold.
Yeah, not even necessarily due to the broken stack. I just know that, when you get limps, at least, in GTO Wizard, against like a good player's range, there's, you raise
Does it
to
use the
3
three
or
here?
you raise to 5.
Is does it mix? So I'm gonna look at it real quick, so I have it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it mixes.
Small blind, it's gonna have calls, because it's chippy. Yeah, my set, it likes to use, this is a hard bigs. It likes to use a 3.5 ISO. So it's in between what both of us are.
On what sim or whatever?
Do you want me to share? Yeah, I get to steal your share because I'm the host. I'm the captain now. So this is Chippy V 8 max. And he calls in small blind, and this is our, he likes a 3.5.
Yeah, chip EV is different. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking? Oh, when you're talking, it has, what does it use if we
It's 3
are
and 5.
class 100 general? It does have a little bit of calling present. I forget they have a call, they have a, there are mixes here. Okay, cool. All right, I'm passing it back to you. Shares, no, go away. Option. Okay. Cool. Yeah. But it's boring to be too thoughtful. So let's look at this hand. So he calls.
Yeah, and oftentimes I will go to 5 versus a limper. And I think that the broken stack just said, okay, I'll take the 5 out here and just go to 3. But yeah, maybe just go 4 or whatever, like you said.
Yeah, I feel I'm being a little bit too thoughtful. So okay. So this benefit this, I think you've got the range advantage. Sizing down makes sense because you're saying I have kings. In theory, we use a smaller size. And we're gonna face a, yeah, okay, so the policy 9%, so we just pay the money.
Yeah, just call, right? Yeah.
Nice hand, Jeff.
Yeah, no big deal. That one seemed easy enough. Queen 9, bottom of range on the button. Mm, Decent players here are, it's not people that look like they're fishy. They're fairly good. So Queen 9 falls in here. We get there. Okay, so here we go. Bottom of range. Crappy flop, like better for the big blind. Should we just always just see bet?
I bought into the Mark Goon theory here.
And that he always bets half, right?
I'm a Gooner. He bets half.
Always, like no matter what.
Yes, he's oblivious to, I'm not oblivious, but like on a 4-5-6 rainbow or a 5-6-7 rainbow, I'll check back still. But he's oblivious. He doesn't care. Well, that's, I've not, all I've seen is his free stuff and some of his stuff on Barton. It's insane.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to care much. He just wants to like be 50.
So a lot of times too, especially against like pretty good players who I consider decent players. I will check back just because I know that they may have more of a tendency to, check raise and, do things like that. And this flop is kind of like in that area of they're going to recognize it and they're going to know that I'm going to see bet a lot, whatever. So I do delay see bet with crap hands, and
Uh-huh.
that's what I chose to do here. So I just don't know if I should still just see bet, like no matter what. I don't care if they're good players or not. But anyway, I did check back. We do pick up a gut shot,
That's
and
fine.
we unblock all of the flush draws.
Yeah, I'm gonna construct a two-street bluff here.
What's that?
I will construct a two-street bluff here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is fine. And now I'm going to, I would pot, over pot sometimes.
Me too. I would as well. Now, this deuce tells me that maybe he's going to like the fold equity goes down when the board pairs, right?
Oh, no, yes, I think that is often the theory, but I think I look at this more as I think the twos, well, you shouldn't have very many twos in your range, right? I think the
Yeah.
two more points towards a brick than it does. He decides to call more with, yeah, I see your point. I mean, the theory is that people call more because there's less players that hit. You're
Yeah.
right.
So I remember now I remember this hand. I remember I was ready to go for like a overbet almost, and I sized it down to what would look like just a value bet,
Yeah,
like B60. Okay, I got a jack. I have a jack.
yeah, that's
I
fine.
just ran into this. That's all. But I didn't know if that was like I liked your I was with you. I was with the overbet.
The other
Um,
option here is that, Mark Ewan likes to use a small bet here. And he's a small bet because a small bet is targeting a busted flush draw and busted straight draws. So it's targeting like 10-9 offsuit.
the
You can't,
size of my bet is about the smallest size I would use.
yeah, so we would go like a B30 here. So you go like a 4.5.
And we've had this discussion many times. We hear it. The bet, what is it? The Matt Affleck rule and
Yeah, well, yeah,
Carrot
so
Corner. Carrot Corner talks about it. Brad Wilson talks about it. Um, Jonathan Little talks about it. But then we've also heard the argument of exploiting, go ahead and use the bet size when it's, an exploitative reason to use it.
yeah, yeah, so this is an exploitative reason to use it, and you just go 4.5, and you just fold out. You're obviously not gonna fold out any pair, and you're probably not gonna fold. Sometimes you're not gonna fold. Half the time you're gonna fold out ace high, but you are gonna fold out 10-9 off, and you are gonna fold out. You're gonna fold out like 5-6 of clubs.
Now, against a player that might see it as, an opportunity to raise
Yeah,
9-10,
yeah, it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen as much as it should.
right? So, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like talking this stuff out.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's funny,
also, I
I was
mean,
with you with the overbet thing, and I remember taking the slider and moving it back down to like a B60.
yeah, so you're kind of thinking the same way, it's just being takes it more extreme. I got one more hand in me.
All right. Let's turn this. Oh, okay, good. Here we go.
Okay, tens. Red
Pocket
tens.
potatoes.
Yes, Clark would call it the potatoes. Shout out to Clark Corner. Okay, so I think we should call here, right?
All right. This was a particular villain.
Ah, we got a special person.
Yeah, so this is, I remember, and it's only 29 hands, but I just do remember they were a little overly aggressive, at least through these number of hands, and not that he
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah, he's very loose.
Maybe I saw something too. I just don't remember what I saw while I'm sitting here now. However, It's an oversized bet. I don't think button cutoff. I think GTO Wizard will mix between four betting
I agree.
and
This is a mix. You can pour that in.
and calling. However, that's to like a normal size seven, normal size three bet. So
Yeah,
I think the fact that he goes bigger maybe makes us more want to do this more often.
agree. Good money. Agree. And so this is a tough spot. It's a weird tough spot.
And the fact that it was this villain, I decided to go with it. I think I don't know what solver does when they five bet.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know either.
but I think now that we're here, I'm pretty sure you call it, but like versus their ranges. I got, just want to race, but
Nice. Yeah, I
so
think you call off. I think you call off in this very tight configuration.
yeah,
I'm sorry, very loose configuration.
yeah.
Nice answer.
All right, thanks.
Hey, I thought today was good. Did you enjoy it? I thought it was a good session.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, we really fucked up your GTO Wizard score today.
I I can't tell you how much that is paying me. I'm gonna stop recording. Hold on.